And lastly, we'll take a look at the standings. In the NL East, the Braves, 3.5 games clear of the Phillies. The Mets are 8 back and 2 games under 500. In the Central, we of course lead the way. No shocker, you've been seeing the videos, you know we're playing really well. Cubs are 18 back. Milwaukee just above 500, 22 back. So a 4 game difference between them. I'm sure we'll talk about that in just a sec. NL West, Padres 68 wins, second most in the National League. Dodgers 8.5 back. They'd have a lot of ground to make up if they could. And then you've got the Giants and D-backs 3 games above 500 at 13 back. And what does that mean for the wild card? Well, the Dodgers have the best spot. The Cubs are a game and a half behind them. Thanks to us, we pretty much sabotage them. And you know what? That's okay. That's okay. That's what we do. Phillies a game behind them. And then we have an interesting race. The Giants and D-backs. D-backs started out really, really well, and they're slowly trending downwards. They're both of those teams are 2 games behind Phillies. Milwaukee above 500. They're playing really well right now. 3 games back. The Mets 4.5 back. Normally I look at 5-ish, 6 games as being kind of the line. Rockies the only other team within 10 games, 8.5 back. They'd have to play really well, and you can see they actually have. They won 7 of their last 10. I'll tell Ambient, but Rockies are looking good in the moment. Can they get back to 500? We'll see. In the American League East, this 3-team race, Rays are game and a half back, Blue Jays a half, Yankees clinging to a lead, and I do mean clinging. In the Central, the Guardians, 1 game lead over the Twins. The White Sox, kind of on the outside looking in. Their 6 back. They didn't do themselves any favors getting swept by Cleveland. They're going to have to be able to beat these 2 guys if they're going to make any push for the division. In the West, the Rangers still lead. The Angels 6.5 back, and the Astros falling off. Losers of 7 of their last 10. A game under 500. Ouch. They're 11.5 back. They might not make the playoffs. And why do I say that? The wild card, you see, they have fallen to 6 back. They were right in the thick of things. Red Sox. Winners of 7 of their last 10. They had that long win streak, and now they're starting to lose some games. They've lost 3 of their last 4. Not the time to start losing. They did a lot of work to get back in this race. Got to keep it up. White Sox 5 back. Angels 1 game behind Minnesota. And then the Blue Jays and Rays, and mix the Yankees in there too because of how close that is. Likely will get those first 2 spots. And with that, the Cardinals ready for August. Get to start out at home, 3 against the Twins. Big series for the Minnesota. We'll get to see Pablo, so we'll get to see one of the best pitchers in the American League. After that, you've got the Rockies at home. This, in theory, should be a good series for us. We'll see. A day off. Hey, something we really didn't have in July after the All-Star break. We'll take it. Then we're on the road for 5. 3 against Tampa. I'm sure we'll get to see Tyler or Shane. Maybe both. We'll see. And then 2 on the road against Kansas City. Day off. So guys will be rested this month. I like it. Then our longest stretch of the month. A 10-game stretch. 3 at home against the A's. 4 at home against the Mets. Big for them because they're trying to play themselves into a wild card spot. And then you've got the Pirates on the road for 3. Day off, and then the big series. 3 on the road against Philly. A team that is, I don't want to say solidly in a playoff spot, but they kind of are. So they're still chasing the Braves, but they still have a nice lead in a nice little gap over teams like the D-backs and Giants in the wild card race. And then a big test for us, 3 at home against San Diego. I think we can say production-wise, especially with their lineup, the best lineup in the National League in terms of production. The Dodgers would have something to say about that, but in terms of production, these are the guys. It'll be our first matchup with them. I don't know who we'll get in terms of pitchers, but this will be a test for us. They are still within striking range, within 7-ish, 7.5 games. They win this series, they sweep us, hey, we might be in some trouble for home field. We don't want to play at Petco, believe me. We do not want to play there. As hard as it is for us to produce runs, we don't want to play somewhere where it's going to be even harder. And then a day off as we head into September. So that said, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. I'm excited for a good month. Hopefully, August treats the Cardinals well.